Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and happy Wednesday to you. It's the first Wednesday of the month, and that means it's time for the Global Monthly Video Hop. And now I can honestly say my name is Jackie VanderSar-Boot. In Europe, I'm Jacomina VanderSar-Boot, but the last name is the same whether you're in Europe or in Canada. It's finally officially changed, and I am thrilled. The Global Monthly Video Hop is the theme this month is techniques. And so I've got a fun emboss resist technique to share with you, and it's a masculine card, but it doesn't have to be masculine, but it's definitely a gender neutral card, shall we say. And I'm excited to share that with you. Be sure to check the links in on the YouTube video in the description for all the other people who are taking part. I'm so excited to see what techniques they're going to share. I always love seeing the comments of my followers on the other people's hops. I think it's so nice that we build a community around the world. So let's take a look. I am using the stamp set Let's Wander. I love it that it's got some great wandering shoes, some walking shoes or cleats, whatever. And I love the saying, wander where the Wi-Fi is weak. And in Holland, they call it the wifi. And you can do anything. Let's kick it. You're good for the soul, and thanks for your help. So we're going to start with a piece of, it's called watercolor paper, and it's called Fluid 100, and this is just a piece cut in half. So it's 3.5 by, I think, 5. So it's 5 by 7 is what a full sheet is. So just cut it in half. And so we're going to start with that. And the first thing we're going to do is take our embossing buddy, and I just had it. Here we go. We're going to rub our embossing buddy all over it so that the embossing powder doesn't stick where you don't want it to. So we'll give that a good brush all over and put it back in the bag. Store your embossing buddy in the bag. And then we're going to put I've got my things on blocks already, so we're going to use this one and this one. And we're going to ink up in Versamark, okay? And I kind of want my shoes, these big, bold shoes, these boots, hiking boots, to be kind of the focal point right over here. And give it a firm press, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason for that is because watercolor paper is more porous, okay? And I'm going to pour the embossing powder on right away because I want to see where it is before I stamp my other images. I'm not going to emboss it right away, but this will give me an idea. See, I can see it now. It's all powdery, and we're just going to lay it here, and we're going to stamp the next one. So I'm going to, not going to do the boots again. I've put the other two on a block together. Okay, so with Versamark, I like to turn it and hold it upside down and just go like this. You have a bit more control. And then I'm going to put that one up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I'm going to put the powder on. Normally I do all my stamping and then pour the powder on, but because this is a watercolor paper and I can't see as well, I like to do it like this. And now I want to add something up here yet. So I do hope you check out the other people in the hop as well. This is a fun thing to do. And I'm just going to put that on. I don't think the whole thing is going to go on here, but I'm going to put this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to put a few partial boots. When you do something like that, it's good for some of your images to go off the edge. It's more pleasing to the eye. Okay, so now I think I'm going to do something right down here. And then we'll heat it up with the heat gun. Okay, let's see this shoe. Oh, we're just going to ink it all up. And maybe this one's going to go like so a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's always a good idea to count to 5 when you're stamping anyway, just to slow yourself down and make sure you get good ink coverage. So here we go. Now I'm going to stand up and grab my heat gun. You might not see me in the little top corner. My heat gun's around the corner, but it can reach here. So here we are. I'm still here. You just can't see me. And then look, you turn your heat gun on and you just hold it in one spot and wait to see that it changes. And when it starts to change, then you move it around slowly. And it can take a little bit longer on the watercolor paper because it's thicker. And I think it's starting to change now. It's anyway, I'm not going to bore you and do the whole thing. We'll pause it for a minute, and then I can see better from here anyway. When I'm done, I will start again. Okay, if you look carefully, you can see that the embossing has been done. And now what we're going to do, I have this. Now, hopefully this will become available in a new catalog soon. I've used this already and I could use it again. So I'm taking a few drops of Lost Lagoon and then a few drops of Crumb Cake re-inker. You can also use these to re-ink your ink pads. And then I'm going to put a drop of Pretty Peacock. I don't need much of that. Okay, that's the first thing. We're going to move that aside. Well, actually, you know what? This might fit right on here, does it? It does. Okay, this is perfect. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our big brush. This is a big water painter, and we're going to make it wet. We're just going to make the whole thing wet. And because this is thick watercolor paper, we don't have to worry about ruining the paper. If you can't do this with our regular white cardstock, it just doesn't work. And actually, I don't know if I saved it. I did one in regular cardstock so you could see what it looked like. I'll see if I can find it on my desk. All right, so now I'm going to go with the medium one. These water painters come in 3 sizes. I'm just going to get the water to start. There's a little section that says push. And it's not coming yet. Do I need to put more water? No, I don't. I just need patience. Jackie does not have much patience. Okay. There we go. There comes the water. Okay, so now I want to start, I think, with the crumb cake. So I'm just going to make a little bit of a wash, dilute it with some water. Okay, don't want it to be too dark. Get a nice wash going. I'm just squeezing in a little bit more water. And then I'm just going to swish it across, okay? So, and a little bit more, and maybe a little here. Let's see. And then, well, I've got a little scrap here. I'm not sure if it's enough, but we're just going to clean that off because we don't want mud. Okay, kind of keep going until it runs clear. I guess I could do that here too. Just squeezing, push. There. Want that to go. And then we can pick up some of the Lost Lagoon. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add a little bit of that here. Yeah. Because it's soaked in a little bit. All right. So now we're going to do it with the Lost Lagoon. Make a nice little wash. It's not squeezing out as much water as I would like. Okay. Push, Jackie. There we go. Just took a little bit of patience. Okay, so now we're going to sweep it in here. See? Make a little bit of a... So, and my watercolor paper may have dried a little bit because I've got kind of a stripy look going and I wasn't sure if I wanted that, but you know what? Every one is going to be different. So I'm just going to go in there. And then I'm going to just do a little bit of water here first to make this a bit wet. There we go. That's better. And then here. A little bit of a camo look. That's okay. See, I'm just going a little bit crazy now. And then what I wanted to do, I'll show you, this is just an idea to show you the emboss resist. I'm not sure if I love what I've done, but I just, you know what, I might as well share it now. I just got a phone call from Canada. I just talked to my sister and then my mom, and I'm recording this video on Monday, and tomorrow morning I'm flying back to Canada because mom doesn't think she has much longer to live, and I just really wanted to get this video done for you guys. So that's why I'm struggling a little. Okay, so full disclosure, and but you know what? Crafting is therapy, so I just thought I would do this, and it's okay. So now I'm going to take. Let me just clean this a little bit. I'm going to take my smallest brush, and I just want to add a little something, a little bit of detail. So I'm going to take the peacock. I'm just squeezing this so that, oh, you know what? It's dry. Is it dry? It's dry. I have to put water in this thing. Okay, I put some water in it. I'm just going to take a little bit of peacock, and I'm going to just put it in the sole. And because it's embossed, there's a little raised edge, and that keeps the ink in where it's supposed to go. And I just thought that adds a nice little pop of color to the whole thing. And you know what? You're either going to like this or you're not going to like it, or you're going to be ambivalent. That's okay. But it does show you that the embossing holds it in. And I love that. I love that trick. And here I'm going to add it in between. And you know, if I can do this when I'm completely stressed, then I think you guys can do it on a good day. Isn't that cool? And here I'm going to do the heel on this one just because I can. There. And I just think it's fun to here add a little bit of an accent with this color. And I'll do this one on the shoe. Okay. And then if you want, I don't have it here. Well, I guess I do now. I have a, here, you can pick it up with a paper towel. Okay, so I think that looks quite cool. And now I'm going to show you, so this is the one I've done now. And then I did a little dry run to see if I could do this. And you know, the thing is, when you finish with the aqua painter, you can either rinse it, but if you don't get it all out, the color, what will happen is that the water in the barrel will pick up the water from here, and then at first you'll have some colored water. You'll have to empty it when you're done. If you don't put it away clean, you'll have to empty the water out of your barrel. So here is the one that I did last week. And I think my stressed out one is pretty good. Now it might be a little brighter because it's not dry yet, but I think it's a really fun technique. So that's called emboss resist. And you can't do this with regular paper. I'm just going to look on my desk to see if I still have that piece of paper and I can show it to you. Oh yeah, I do. Take a look. Here it is. So this is also emboss resist, but it's done on white, and you see how you get more of a scratchy look? The water doesn't spread the same way, and the paper buckles. So our paper is not meant for this. You can do it, but then with only a quick swipe, and you'll just get a totally different look. So, and this used the Adventurous Sky thing. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to move this aside, and I've made a mat. I've made a mat out of Lost Lagoon. So this was 3.5 by 5. So this mat is 3 5/8 by 5 1/8. And then this one is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then we get this really cool look. So let's put it together. I need my glue. And I think it's almost time for a new one. It is. When you start hearing it make those farting sounds, you know it's time. And you know what? I'm not going to make you suffer through that. I'm going to grab a new one. Okay. New one. Oh, so you know what? I don't know how much you're going to see of me in the next little while. I don't know what God has in store. And we're just going to follow his lead. And you know what? I have such comfort and peace that my mom knows Jesus as Lord and Savior. She walks with him so closely. She talks to him every day. She knows where she's going. She is not afraid. And that is so beautiful. You know, she's lived a good life. She's been an amazing mother. And I am so grateful for her example and her love. You know. Okay, so now we just have, it's just quite a subtle edge. If you do an eighth of an inch as an edge instead of a quarter of an inch, you do get a softer look. And I could have popped one of the layers if I want, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pop the sentiment. So here we have it. And now my measurements are on a card that's European, but it will work on a regular North American card too. And then, oh goodness, I got some ink. I got some stuff on Wander where the Wi-Fi is weak. But you know what? I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. That's just the way it is today, people. That's okay. And people are going to case my card and they're going to try to create that look right on the sentiment as well. That's just the funny thing, isn't it? So you could, if you wanted to, add a thing of twine underneath, but I think I'm going to leave it clean and simple. And as I say that, I see a piece of leftover twine, and this is kind of cool. See this? I'm going to zoom so that you guys can see this, because it is not linen thread. You notice that it's a little thicker than linen thread? It is this ribbon from the online exclusives from the Latte Love, the coffee set, and I've pulled those threads out. So what I could do is just leave them like this. And you know what? Let's see. I'm not sure what I want to do. Let's make a figure 8. Like so. And then if I put it in behind here, let's have a look. Usually I do that and I put a piece of tear and tape. You know what? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to pull it apart a little bit. I like that look. And then let me find my tear and tape. It's missing, of course. You know how it goes. Aha, it's on the table. Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky, and you have to kind of wish you had a third arm there. And now I'm just going to lay it like this. And I'm going to tape it down. But I don't want it too big. So I'm tearing it again, like so, because it has to be under this. And now it's got another spot on it too. Okay, people, you know what we're going to do? We have to make something work here. Watch. Because my Wander has some spots, look, we're going to make more spots. I'm going to take the smallest aqua painter and I'm squeezing water and I'm going to just pick a little bit of there and I'm tapping some more there. And I'm not going to do anything else because otherwise it's going to not look organic. See? So he's been in the mud. It makes it look like this is absolutely, he's off grid. This is good. Just moving that out of the way, peeling the backing off. And I think we've got a pretty awesome technique card. Look at that. What do you think? I think it looks pretty cool. I think most guys would be pretty happy to get this, and I think a lot of girls would too. And then in the inside, we're just going to open it up and let me find out, you know, here it is. We're going to take the crumb cake ink, I think. I was going to do Lost Lagoon, but I think we'll do crumb cake and we're going to tone it down. And just put that here. And that way you can write anything you want, because this is just not necessarily. It could be a birthday card. You could have a gift card in there for a jogging store, you know, a sports store, a camping equipment thing. But it could just be, you know what, I hear you're going on a great trip. I hope you have a lot of fun. Or I hear I hear you're going through a rough time. You know, maybe you should get some time away. Whatever. It's always, whenever you send a card, whenever you send happy mail, I think it's a great thing. You know what? Together we can change the world one card at a time. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support. I'm so glad I made this video. It was good therapy for me. So I will keep you posted as to what's going on. Love you lots. Bye.